Elsa and Ghost Rider's full kits, they are out, as well as the rest of the changes to this supernatural team. How good is this team gonna be? I got my thoughts on it, guys, and that's what we're talking about in this video. So if you are ready for it, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. Yes, in this video, we are talking about Elsa Bloodstone. Her kit was just revealed. So we're going to talk about her as a standalone character and her as a character within this full supernatural team. How good is she going to be? We're also going to talk about the changes to the other kits of these supernatural characters. Mordo, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, they're all getting changes as part of this new supernatural squad. We're going to talk about them, and then we're going to talk about this supernatural team as a whole. How good is it really? Are they gonna be competing in the arena meta, in the war meta, in the raid meta, or are they just gonna be a blitz team? We're gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it all. But first, a couple housekeeping notes. This information in this video was provided by Fox Next as part of the Fox Next Envoy program. All of these opinions in this video are my own, though. Also, the Q&A video, I know you guys look forward to those on Monday. That's actually going to be pushed back to Tuesday because of this video. Schedules gets a little weird when we got these Envoy videos, guys. So, yeah, so tomorrow will be the Q&A video, and I will announce the winner to the giveaway in that video. If you haven't entered already, make sure you check out the previous video. Ghost Rider is on the thumbnail, and you could leave your entry in that video. But let's talk about Elsa. We're talking about Elsa in this video, and let's take a look at her kit. So as we can see here, she is a hero, global, mystic, blaster, and supernatural, and she has a very interesting kit, like some heavy damage, guys, as you would pretty much expect from a blaster. Let's take a look at her basic bloody guns, attacking primary target for piercing, plus bonus attack 5 times for piercing. So on paper, at least, this looks pretty good. We don't have any of the damage numbers. We don't have any of her base stats. I will show you some of her stats, but I'm not sure what the setup was for those stats. So we'll go take a look at that. Let's take a look at how good this move looks, though. And there it is, just attacking Minerva over and over again. Those are some 5 shots there, guys. All right, and her next move is Trick Shot. Starts with 2 energy on a 5 energy cooldown. You're gonna attack the primary target for damage. Again, no numbers for this damage, so I'm expecting some big numbers because she is a blaster, but after that, then you're gonna attack the most injured enemy for damage, and this is gonna ignore taunt, and it's gonna ignore stealth. All right, and here he's set up. Oh, boom, she hits Minerva, and boom, with the follow-up, the Star-Lord, killing him instantly. Looks to be a strong move. We don't know the damage numbers on paper, but just by this footage, it looks like it's a pretty good move. All right, then we're taking a look at her ultimate scatter guns. This is available on turn 1, starts with 6 energy cooldown. You're gonna gain offense up for 2 turns. Then you're gonna go in and attack the primary target and adjacent targets for damage per supernatural ally, and of course in this supernatural team you got 4 other supernatural allies, so it should be some big damage. All right, and if we take a look at what this move looks like, boom, hitting all 3 targets, the primary and the adjacents. It's an opening move though, so probably not a one-shot kill for this move, but looks pretty good. All right, and let's take a look at her passive. It is an explicit word, and I don't even know how to pronounce that, guys, but that is the name of her passive. What does it do? On miss or an ally miss, if this character has 3 or more supernatural allies, attack that target for damage. So yeah, if you are going up against like a Spider-Verse team or a Vision team, and you got someone that's just dodging, well, she's gonna take care of it because she has some good accuracy, at least according to what I'm seeing on her passive. So yeah, you cannot dodge this supernatural team because Elsa is just gonna come and follow it up. So you definitely want to place some gear on her. Hopefully you get lucky with red stars because her damage numbers are really going to matter. Her stats are going to matter, especially for this extra hits that she's giving the team. On an enemy dodge, attack that enemy for damage. So yeah, Spider-Verse, vision. I'm still looking at you guys with this passive because this is seeming like a hard counter in my mind to those teams right there. She's also gaining crit chance and giving the rest of the Mystic allies more crit chance as well. And she is gaining accuracy per supernatural ally, so you're probably not dodging her, most likely. All right, and here are her numbers. Now, this is based on level 75, as we can see, 7 gold stars, 1 red star, maxed out abilities. We don't know any of the Stark Tech levels or anything like that, so keep all these stats with a grain of salt because we don't know all of the numbers behind it. But looking like she has some pretty good stats. Let's go take a look at some of the numbers here that we can see when we go into this. And there we see her health, pretty good health. Slightly lower damage numbers than I would expect, but again, we don't know all of the stats behind us. The most important thing though for me right here is this speed, 114. So she's a pretty fast character, second fastest character on that supernatural team. And we know she's the second fastest character on this team because we know Ghost Rider stats. We got his stats right here. Again, take these with a grain of salt because we can see this is level 75. All his abilities are maxed. He has 7 gold stars, 1 red star, gear tier 12, but we don't know any of the Stark Tech behind all that, so keep all these stats with a grain of salt. Let's forward to where we can see his actual stats, and his damage numbers look good, his health looks good, his armor looks good, but the big thing, at least for me on this, that this will reveal is his speed. And if we keep scrolling down to the bottom, we see his crit chance, and his speed's at 127, so definitely a fast character. He's gonna go into turn order before Elsa Bloodstone and everybody else in that supernatural team. All right, so let's take a look at Ghost Riders real quick. We took a look at it in the last video, but we didn't know a few things. We didn't know the cooldowns for his skills. So Hell Cycle, that is his special. It is a 6-turn cooldown, and you start with 6 ability energy. So this is probably what you're opening with, attacking the primary target for damage, 2 bleeds, 2 turns, all adjacent enemies for damage, and 2 bleeds. This is probably gonna be your opening move, so you're gonna have a bunch of bleeds that is gonna set up Scarlet Witch very, very nicely. Penance there, this is his ultimate, very low cooldowns, 4-turn cooldown, but you only start with 2 ability energy, so probably not doing this till later in the match. What you're gonna do is attacking the primary target for piercing, applying offense down, defense down, and if charged, you're gonna drain with his attacks, so getting some health back. And that's what we didn't know so far about Ghost Rider. Looks to be very, very strong, especially with this wall of text from his passive. So good character. This is another one of the damage dealers. And as far as the traits, you guys are right, he does have that brawler tag: Hero City, Mystic, Brawler, and Supernatural. Let's look at some of the other changes to some of these other Mystic characters though. All right, guys, so let's take a look at some of the changes to the rest of this Supernatural squad. First character I want to talk about is Doctor Strange. Instead of reviving a dead ally with 50% health, he's going to revive supernatural allies for 65% health. So little bit of a change, not huge, but it probably will make a difference between winning and losing some battles. His passive also got changed. On turn, he's going to change the lowest ally's speed bar. Well, now what he's going to do, he's still going to do that, but if this character has 3 or more supernatural allies, which you should if you're running him on a supernatural team, when a positive effect is applied to an enemy, heal for 5% of this character's max health and gain 1 deflect up to a maximum of 5. This is going to give him some sustainability in raids and possibly some of these other game modes. 5% might not seem like a big chunk, but it helps. Every little bit helps in the raids. All right, next up on the rework list was Baron Mordo. He's also getting a rework. And what he would do right now with his passive, whenever an enemy dies, he would heal himself for a little bit. And now with this new passive being a part of this supernatural team, he's gonna extend some of that healing to some of the supernatural allies that he has on his team. So what is his new passive gonna read? On death of any character, heal self and the most injured supernatural ally for 10% of this character's max health. Again, not huge, but in a long raid, every little bit does make a difference. And on a death of a mystic character, you're gonna heal self and the most injured supernatural ally for 15% of this character's max health. And you're gonna grant 1 to 2 ability energy for self and that ally. So giving out some more ability energy as well. So some of these turn orders on these might get a little screwy when you take deaths into the equation of art. And last but not least, it is Scarlet Witch that got a rework to her ultimate. And she already has a pretty strong ultimate. She is the slowest of the supernatural characters, which means that all of the other characters are going before her to put the debuffs on the enemy team. And this ultimate, it's already pretty strong because you're extending all the debuffs, but in a full supernatural team, you're also going to apply defense down to all of the enemies, and this is going to open a door for your damage dealers like Elsa, like Ghost Rider to come on turn 2 against a full defense down team, and could be bad news for your opponents. Good news for you though, and that is what their reworks look like. All right, so it's now time for the final assessment. How strong is this team, guys? And I think the assessment that was made in the official dev video was pretty accurate. Arena, they're going to be very good in Arena unless you have a Phoenix out there, unless you have an Ultron out there. I think they will be able to counter some of the other Arena teams, Arena defense teams without Phoenix and or Ultron, but I would like to play test, but just theory crafting off the top of my head, I think they should be. In raids, I think they'll be a good team. I don't know if all of their healing mechanics that got added to this team will really help them be able to take on some of this tougher content like maybe Ultimate 7, but I think they'll be good for a few nodes in the raids. Of course, I would like to test this. I think where they're really going to shine though is on war offense, and of course, most of these pre-made teams are very good in blitz. This team, no exception. This team will be a very good blitz team as well. And fun. I think that fun factor is huge for me because anytime there's a new mechanic or a new team, I always have fun using that team. So I think this team is going to have some fun factor, at least for me. What are your thoughts on this supernatural team? You know their kits, you know their turn orders. How strong do you think this team is going to be for you? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Make sure you're following me on social media. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. Smash on that notification bell. Join that team, guys, the notification squad. And I will see you guys next time. Check out some of the other links. BlueStacks, Valley merch deals. There's a sale going on later this week, guys, on all the Valley merch. It's a site-wide sale, so check that out. And I will see you guys next time. Hawk Fist Bump, ValleyFlyin out!